Hello. So, what have you been working on?
The ankles. They're a little stiff right now, but this gives you the idea that this allows my foot to turn or to flex forward and backward as well as turn side to side. Next version is going to have ball bearings instead of slide bolts, but this is the prototype. So the feet and ankles are done.
Alright. So, you've got the feet and ankles now, and the joints all set up how it's supposed to be?
Yeah, so now I can start working up the legs, and I found something at Ace Hardware that will work great for the knee joints. Their caster wheel, the little spinning caster wheels, you can buy just the top part of the bearing and not have to get the actual wheel. Put two of those facing each other, fill it with ball bearings, and put a bolt through it, and that makes a perfect joint for the knees.
Cool. And how are the actuators going to fit into this, or do you not know until we have one to work with?
I don't really know. The frame isn't really being built with them in mind. I have a general idea, like the arms, I know they're going to go on the back side of the arm, connect like from the shoulder to the elbow, and it'll lever on the elbow. The knees, I think it'll be the general idea, it'll be on the back of the legs. Probably won't be on the thighs, it'll probably be on the calf.
Or should it be like on the outside side of the leg?
I was thinking be in the back. I've seen a bunch of people doing powered exoskeletons with the power all on the outside, and it looks really weird because they're like sticking out 4 inches on each side. Though they also didn't put anything over that. We're going to have armor plating over it, so it'll look a lot better.
Okay, well it's going to be bulky anyway. Okay. Well, I've been, as you know, working on the AI. It's definitely not in any state to have nice conversations with you yet, but it can understand things.
Are we going to be able to make a voice recognition system for it?
Probably. It won't be typing, it'll definitely be some kind of voice recognition thing. Hang on, I'll start him up and you can hear what he sounds like, the voice for right now I'm just using Microsoft Narrator because I don't know. Here's basically how it works. There's a Python script. Python's a coding language. That script has the actual coding for the AI on it, and then outside of that, I have a folder which I have the actual file. Right now it's just like some letters because I was just typing things.
Just randomly smack the keyboard and whatever happens.
Yeah, I made a folder with that file in it, along with a batch file that I coded. And the batch file basically finds a directory in which the narrator is, and then it opens the narrator, and then it gets out of that directory, goes into the directory which this file CE is, which has the actual script for Henry on it. And then it starts up Henry, so you could talk to Henry.
Information. Just unplug the device from the audio jack.
Sorry, it's...
I was going to say, that's Henry. He's kind of scary.
Vertically scroll. I know you are Jacob.
It knows that I'm Jacob. Shut up. It's not you. Not you. Okay. Okay. That thing drives me crazy. It's not in a state where it's easy to show you what it does, but basically what it does, it takes your words and it figures out what are the subjects, and not just the grammatical subjects, but like what are you talking about. Like if you say, I went to the store, which would not be something that you would say to this thing, but just for sake of argument, I went to the store, it would recognize I and store. So like I as in the individual who is writing on this computer, and store as in some unknown entity, which it will record that it exists, and it builds several databases. One of them is called Action State. These are words that I've made up, by the way, so don't go with that. But anyway, there's Action State and there's Character State, and then there's a bunch of other like basically long lists of words that it remembers when you type them. It organizes your words. So if you say the dog is red. I don't know why you'd have a red dog, but whatever. The dog is red. It would say, so the subject is dog. We will add dog to both character state and action state. Action state of dog is, and character state of dog is red.
One random thought, that's something that you need to do with Henry, is make it so that once we have voice recognition, make it so that in order for him to respond, or to even know that you're talking to him, you have to say Henry before you start talking. That way, when I'm talking to different people, he won't randomly start spouting off random things to me.
That's actually a really good idea. I should definitely do that. I could do that just textually, and then once you get to voice recognition, then it won't be a problem. Basically, my thoughts on this part of the project is that this is going to be basically a more user-friendly interactive system with the armor, or with the exoskeleton, what do you want to call it? So you could control things like climate control and all that without having to hit buttons or memorize a bunch of a bunch of commands or something.
Or like push a button with my ear or something like that.
Anyway, what's your next move?
Work up from the ankles. I'll probably be able to get the knees and up the thighs to maybe all the way to the hip joint by the next video, because the knee joints are very simple, much simpler than the ankles, because the ankles have to move in like 5 different directions, whereas knees are only supposed to move in 2 directions. Probably the hardest part that'll take the longest is making the stops to make it so I can't hyperextend my knees.
Okay.
So I should be able to get up to the knees and up to the hip joint probably by the next video. And then once we get to the hip joint, what I was thinking of doing is kind of wrapping around and to the back and then going up the rest of the frame, up the spine, because that's where you naturally bend anyway. Mm-hmm. And I was thinking have the spine, at least right now, all controlled with springs and wire, cable. That way it does have tension on it, and it will stand up by itself, but it won't have to be powered yet.
In that, I guess that'll make it more balanced. Are you still interested in doing some kind of like spatial awareness thing around your
the proximity sensors? You mean like the vibrating things? That way I don't accidentally crush somebody up against a wall and not know they're there.
That should be wired in to let you know, to let you know so you don't run over people and things and walls and all that stuff.
If I could run over a wall in this thing, I would be really happy. Especially if I did it without knowing. Then that would be just pushing the limits. We would be awesome.
That would be pretty awesome. So yeah, that would be worth looking into. I could get some information on that. Actually, the store here it's called the TechBot store here. It's for like the electrical engineering majors, so you could buy stuff for the robots that you build for your classes in labs and stuff. But you can buy other things too, like and I'm pretty sure that they have like sonar sensor thingies, so it basically detects the distance between you and stuff. So yeah, I'll look into that. I don't know if I could really start working on something like that yet, but that would be fun to build. Thank you for viewing our weekly Power Armor update. If you would like to keep posted with what we're doing, you can subscribe to both of our channels or just drop by at the end of the week.
This is a collaborative work between the Jacob Dawes YouTube channel and Ironclad Industries channel and Facebook. Individually, Jacob does more of scientific stuff like that, and I do more of bashing things with metal things. If you'd like to see our individual projects, subscribe to both of our channels. Links are in the description below. Thanks for watching.